Well, hello everyone. It's a July 4th baseball recap. How's it going? I spent the day working, of course, and also working on this baseball algorithm. And I did something today because whenever I'm looking at the results of how it's doing and looking at the projections, and I see something that I want, I see something and I want the algorithm to emulate it. And I'll give you an example of what's been happening and what I decided to do was I kept seeing stuff like Cleveland being favored to beat Detroit, but having a really low team power percentage. And so when you look at that, you see like Cleveland here and Cleveland here, and their power percentages are really low in this power percentage column. You can see it's only 7 right here, and the other ones are bigger. And I was like, I want to represent this in the pick rank somehow so that we can know that even though a team is supposedly playing a really bad team in Detroit, that their lineup and matchup string of information in here is a weak one anyway, because you don't want to have your money on teams that are weak, even though they're playing bad teams. You still want to have money on a team that's going to have the capability and the resources to win because of those stats, not just because they're playing a bad team. I found that is a better long-term strategy, is bet on teams that know how to win and can win. So what's interesting here is, well, how do we represent that? Because we're looking at both the power and the margin. And I decided, well, if you multiply these two percentages together and then amplify it by 1,000, you get kind of a reasonable factor number here. And so I did this in the Google Sheet, and I put it right here. And I color coded it, and I only show it on the picks that it would say to take based on, is this does it have a margin greater than 0, which is here. If the margin is greater than 0, do the calculation and then color code it and make the green ones the best. And all that being said, what it does, and the reason why I'm doing this video is look at this representation of your factor right here, which we're now sorting by descending. You look at this factor, and now all of a sudden, you can't get away from losing the Toronto game. I mean, they lost to Oakland, and Culver pitched a really great long game, and Toronto couldn't hit. You couldn't get away from that. But things that were really interesting, well, Dodgers are winning 5-1 right now. Mets won like 7-4. Houston comes back down 5-0 to win 7-6. Baltimore wins here as well. San Diego, you can't get away from. They got blown out for some reason. But then you have Atlanta, and it pushes Cleveland way down here. Pushes them way down here. It gives them this factor of only 7. And so the reason why I want to show it this way is there's a bunch of different ways we can look at the results. And we're sorting it by margin here as well. You see how Cleveland is the 6th pick here? It makes it better by moving stuff around and showing it this way. And you have a 9 and 5 day, but if you can, have these days where you know which ones to pick. I mean, did all these teams cover? The Dodgers are winning 5-1 right now. Houston did not cover at home. The Mets did cover. Poor Toronto, poor San Diego, but Atlanta is a rain delay or something in the 5th inning. They're up 6-1. So I wanted to share that in this video and kind of express how it is coming together. It's did a lot of good things. I was flirting with big payouts again today, and had Toronto won, I would have hit many of them or even scored runs, anything. This was a big miss, but I mean, you're not going to hit every game, but boy, it hit a lot of games. It hits Minnesota coming back and winning an underdog line. One of these other ones was Baltimore's kind of was an underdog line. There were 2 bad lines, but Baltimore's line was a little better. And we pushed things like San Diego down to here. We pushed San Francisco way down to here. I mean, see this low power. I mean, where does San Francisco show in the Google Sheet? They're down all the way down here. Even though they say pick rank 10, they're actually, how many down here? They are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. They're actually the 11th pick, and they're minus 186. So if you look at like how did the odds makers do here, you can easily show that by ascending by money line, and you will see ascending by Where's money line? I don't have the option of doing that. I don't. Interesting. I can't do that. That's weird. We can do it in the other version. I'll show you what that is. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you here, sort ascending by money line to show you how the odds makers did. Line. There we go. So you see how they have a terrible day up here. They go 2-3, right? They have San Diego and San Francisco all the way up here. They have Toronto as the second game. And how does ours look? Much better up at the top. So not only do we hit our underdog and this kind of underdog and basically knock those two games off and beat the odds makers, but we also have a better top-down day any way you look at this. So, you know, I love what it's doing. I love what it's doing. And tomorrow the games start at like 4 o'clock and a lot of 6 o'clock games. I'll do the update during the day and do a video during the day. But if you'd like to subscribe and get access to this, I'll probably put up projections before then, earlier in the day when I get up, and then do the confirmed lineups later and then do the video. So if you want access to this, you can pay the $30 for the 30 days and catch this and start making action on this and see what it says earlier in the day. All right. So the MxP factor, the margin times the power factor, is a new thing that we are going to be looking by because it does things like show that, you know, let's say we have a cutoff and we're like, don't pick a game that has an MxP factor less than 20 or something, right? Look what would have happened. You would have hit 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you would have lost Toronto. You would have lost San Diego, but you would have won Atlanta. And you would have stayed away from the Cleveland games. You would have stayed away from the San Francisco game. And these other ones win down here. But if you're just thinking about premium picks, you're going to go 4, 5, and 2 is what you're going to go. And poor Toronto, poor San Diego lose. But you do much better than the order that the odds makers did. So that's the update from July 4th. I hope you had fun July 4th. I think I about broke even because, man, I had so much riding on this Toronto game, but whatever. It was an enjoyable day, and we'll be back again tomorrow. Good luck. Hope all your picks won today.